Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. We're off to the start of another big week.
We did have a big day yesterday too, but yes, it's going to be a big week, a great show. We've got some great stuff coming up on the show.
Yeah, we do. Of course, everybody's talking about one thing and one thing only today, and that's quote unquote the big game. First of all, when did it become the big game? It's been the Super Bowl for 512 years. All of a sudden now it's the big game because somebody wants to market Super Bowl? Please.
Yes. You know what? I love it when you vent, Clyde.
It happens so rarely. You should hear me in the office.
But did you watch any of the game?
On replay. Replay. No, I had a long weekend. I was kind of tired by the time the game came around, and plus I didn't have a rooting interest in the team. In fact, I have decided to boycott the Super Bowl until the Bengals are in it, which means my great-grandchildren won't get to see the Super Bowl.
Well, I hope it's sooner than that.
I do too, but I am glad that Kansas City won.
Yeah,
really
me too.
It was good. First of all, San Francisco has a bad history here in this town.
Right, right.
Any commercials you saw that you liked?
Well, you made me watch one because I didn't know about
Put it like
and I thought
that.
it was good.
There was no gun to
Jason
your
Momoa.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know who he was, but I thought that was really clever.
She did not know who he was. But you're right. Look at that. I mean, that is funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah. But he is gorgeous.
Yeah, you did get to that part. You may not have known who he was, but you did get to that part.
Right.
All that said, that commercial was pretty.
It was.
Pretty good.
It was. I think that was my favorite. I had fun. Yeah, you know what? I did something really great over the weekend. I went to
Was it as exciting as the big game?
Oh, it was bigger.
Oh,
bigger.
okay.
I went to the Millennium Hotel liquidation sale. Oh my goodness. I met my Aunt Claudia there. We had so much fun.
I should have known it had to have something to do with getting a bargain.
$18 for a desk chair. And guess who bought a desk chair? I did. That's right. And a floor lamp. Look at that.
Oh, look
bought
at
a floor lamp. Yep.
Oh, you
and this was the room. They had all the linen and towels in there and they were all pretty much clean. Right. And there's my desk chair.
Wait, hold it. You bought pretty much clean hotel linen.
I didn't buy any.
Did you run
linen,
the blue light that they do on the over it just to make sure they were okay?
But I did buy some shower curtains, some cloth shower curtains that were really nice. I mean, we had such a great time. That's my Aunt Claudia you just saw. We had so much fun. It was a great time. The Millennium Hotel is still going on until they sell out everything. You can get there.
Which means you're going to go back.
I really want to because we missed the refrigerators. We both wanted like a mini refrigerator. Okay, I'm just going to tell you everything. Full transparency. We took a load to the car and went back in looking for the refrigerators, but we couldn't find them. But we found more stuff, but you can check every day because they're going to be revealing more rooms and opening up more things.
There's still big reveals coming.
Yes, big reveals coming. So if you have a chance, get out there.
All right. Well, you know, speaking of chances are that a lot of you have already let your New Year's resolution lapse. Now, we're not here to judge because kind of we all do it, but we are here to tell you about a fun way to at least try to keep your resolution to exercise more. It's a new thing, or a newish thing to us here at least, called Acro-Yoga, and we have an instructor here with us today, right, Mona?
You are so right, Clyde, and right now I want to welcome Lori Kaufman, an Acro-Yoga instructor, and Matt Eshelman. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, okay, so tell us a little bit about Acro-Yoga, what it is.
Yes, so acro is fun.
Oh.
All it is fun.
Really?
It's just this.
So is it good exercise for you and him?
Yes, so it works different muscles for the flyer and for the base, but it's just fun for everybody, and it's for all ages, it's for everyone, and it just is a good time.
All right, so how did you get into this style of exercise?
So I started out as a dancer, and I had a friend who moved back here, and she was like, oh, you'll really like this, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I've just been up in the air ever since.
And so you're just kind of freestyling right on him, and it's still strengthening some of your muscles.
Yes. So all of these stability muscles that you never knew you had,
right?
It works everything.
Wow. Now I know why it's called Acro-Yoga, because
Yes,
it's like acrobat.
It's acrobatics, it's partner yoga, it's partner acrobatics. There's all kinds of different types, really.
So what muscles are you using down here?
All of them.
All of them. I'm sure. And so, like, how long can you stay here? Is it typical to stay in this position for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, it can be flowy. We can move around. We can hold things. We can stay forever.
Oh my goodness.
We can move from here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so then you're using everything. You're using everything. Okay, so how do you pick a partner? I mean, does it have to be somebody obviously that weighs more than you to
Not
be
at
the one on
all.
the bottom?
No, I base just as much as I fly.
Shut up! That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm excited about this. All right, so is there an age range,
Not at all.
a weight range?
Not at all.
Is
It's for everyone.
Is there an exercise or lack of it range?
Nope.
Okay.
In fact, can I base you?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
So just what we were just doing, it's called bird.
Yes.
A lot of people called it airplane when they were a kid.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lay down here. You're
Yep.
gonna stand right here.
I'm going to do what?
Stand right here.
With my
facing me.
back to you or facing you? Okay.
Yep. And then you're gonna bring me your hands facing out. Keep your chest up and push through your hips.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Take photos, everybody. This is fantastic.
You can even remove your arms too.
Mona, you and I are going to do that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
No.
Good job.
I'm entertaining a guest.
My goodness. That is fantastic. I love it. All right, so tell us where people can sign up.
Yes.
Get this. This is really fun.
It's so much fun, and it's for everybody.
Yes.
Bring your kids, everyone. So I teach weekly classes on Mondays and Tuesday nights at Swift Movement Studio, so parkour gym around Northside. And then we're teaching some Valentine's workshops coming up, and so you can find us on social media, and that's where we pretty much post all the details, so you can come find me and message me. I'll send you everything.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
What fun.
Thanks for
Now,
having
this
us.
is the way to get some good fun exercise.
Yeah, you know, and it's just, you're having fun the whole time. You don't
You
even
are.
realize it, that you just become so strong from it.
Hey, Clyde, I was flying. Did you see me?
Yes, I saw that. Glad you had a happy landing. You know, this is Black History Month, and it's an opportunity to learn about the contributions African Americans made to the American story. But it's also a window into how African Americans are making history in real time, especially as entrepreneurs. And here with us now to talk a little bit more about that is Alan Woods, one of the co-founders of MORTAR, which is creating entrepreneurs of color at an impressive clip. Alan, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
And first of all, I'm not going to hold you up on my legs, and I'm not going to ask you to hold me up.
I thought we
on
had
yours.
something.
You thought that, but no, it's not going to go like that. But thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what MORTAR is and how it helps the community.
Yeah, so what MORTAR is, it's a nonprofit based here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And essentially what we've done is tried to create an organization that addresses all of the barriers that we see to entrepreneurship in our community. For some people, that is the technical know-how of how to start a business. For other people, it's how do I find a location? And for other people, it's how do I find the capital to build this business? So we wanted to use those three different barriers to kind of build this business model out here in Cincinnati.
You have a long list of graduates from
Absolutely.
the MORTAR course. Can
Absolutely.
you name some of those we might be able to recognize?
You're asking me to pick my favorite of my children, so that is difficult. However, some of the ones that are more visibly noticeable would be Black Owned, which is a boutique based on Elm Street. There's also right next to it Black Coffee. And then we have Sweets and Meats Barbecue based out in Mount Washington.
Them
You
we
can't
know.
forget Sweets and Meats. There's a lot of Davis Cookie Collection, who actually has a location that they'll be opening soon in Bond Hill. And then there's actually a location that we're working on collaboratively that will bring 4 different entrepreneurs together called Pause, and that'll be in the Uptown area.
So so most of these are startup businesses when they come in the door for you. What do you do to help stand them up?
Yeah, so about 50% of the businesses that come to us are just starting. They have a great idea and they're trying to figure out how do they move it forward. The other 50% have already started in some capacity and they're trying to figure out how do they scale this business? How do they get to the next level and start thinking about HR and hiring and all of the other things that make their businesses scale, and how do they hire from the community? So what we do is we provide a platform that not only teaches them, but we provide alumni support. So we have an 18-month program even after they graduate where they get the opportunity to continue to connect with us, and we provide that support, that nurturing, and that guidance, and kind of those guardrails to help people to move forward towards their goals.
The general impression is that you have to be an African-American business to be a part of MORTAR. True or false?
That's false. Actually, what we're doing is we want to create this program that helps people from marginalized communities. So the majority of our participants are African Americans, and actually the majority of our participants are women as well. The owner of Sweets and Meats, your favorite, is not a black woman, but she was in one of our early classes, and there's a lot of people who have a similar story. We want to just create opportunities for people who look like us, people who've gone through what we've gone through, some of those barriers, but we are leaning towards people who've been in marginalized communities and have had to overcome some systemic obstacles. So yeah, the majority are African American.
Really brief question
Absolutely.
here. Why so many women?
Why so many women? First of all, women are just dope. You know, they seem to come into the program with a willingness to learn. You and I had a conversation before. A lot of men, we know everything, so we don't need to sign up for a program. But I think that we actually did an intentional program that was specifically for black men at the end of last year. And it was our first time only doing a class of just black men. And that was one of the things that we discussed in that process. And I think more men are coming around to that and understanding that they can learn more.
Right quick, how do people get in touch with MORTAR?
They can find us online at wearemortar.com. All of our social media is also at wearemortar, and that's WEAREMORTAR.
Okay. All right, Alan, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
You know there are women in the audience going, we
yeah.
know.
And we're going to do
know about you
Acro-Yoga after this? We're good?
Yeah,
No? All
right, absolutely. Okay, Mona.
Thanks, Clyde. Well, we all work hard for our money, but a new analysis shows bit by bit from our bank accounts, we're wasting billions with a B, billions each year. Well, Danielle Jackson has a look at how we're making money mistakes.
Sure, no one wants to throw away money, right? Unfortunately, it's happening.
One of the common things that I'm seeing is people confusing their needs with their wants.
So what's the biggest culprit draining our accounts?
Overdraft fees. So banking app Dave released a new analysis and found that the top 10 U.S. cities are spending $3 billion on overdraft fees annually. Right there in Cincinnati, it is $23 million a year being spent on overdraft fees.
Good news, there's help with the money, Rose.
One of these tools is the Dave app, and it provides you with a $75 advance to help you avoid overdraft fees, and it works by syncing to your primary checking account or syncing to your account, and then looking at your future expenses and sending you a text or alert if you have an expense coming up that will cause you or puts you at risk of overdrafting, and giving you that option of using the $75 advance so that you avoid that overdraft fee.
The app also includes suggestions for jobs and gigs in your area. Learn more at dave.com.
Good information. Now, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, we'll tell you about a wrestler with the heart of a lion. The author behind the Willie Burton story is here to talk about this real-life story of overcoming obstacles. Then we'll talk about one of the oldest clubs in our community's history. It's the Federation of Colored Women's Club, and they just had a historic renovation of their clubhouse. We'll give you all the details, so be sure to keep it right here. Welcome back. As the old saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's definitely true. In the case of Willie Burton, our next guest was so inspired by the tale of the high school wrestler with cerebral palsy that he wrote a book about his struggle and his power of perseverance, his being Willie Burton. And right now I want to welcome Barry Kienzle, the author of Heart of a Lion. Barry, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So give us kind of a little thumbnail sketch of this very touching story and what inspired you to write it.
Okay. Heart of a Lion is the story of Willie Burton of Louisville, who wrestled for 4 years at Fairdale High School with cerebral palsy. His mother was his inspirational support. He wrestled for the 4 years and lost every match but one, which he won on senior night. The story is told in the first person from the perspective of him as a disabled person who persevered over unbelievable odds, and his mother, his caregiver and support, who allowed him to pursue his dreams.
And they actually are the co-authors. They are credited co-authors in
Yes.
this book.
Yes.
So what was the inspiration for you in telling this story?
Well, Willie's story is very motivational and compelling. He was born with cerebral palsy, was adopted at birth, suffered through many painful surgeries, years of physical therapy, had very little use of his legs, and a very bad right arm. So when he gets to high school, for some reason, he decides that he wants to be a wrestler. So he was able to do that and go on from there. But he met a lot of challenges there because he lost every match but one, which he won on the last match.
So what do you want people to take away from this story?
Well, I want them to see how profound it is for somebody to overcome the obstacles that he did, to never lose sight of what he wanted to accomplish and to keep going on. That was one of the reasons that the Burtons wanted their story told, and me as a writer was able to allow them to meet their dreams.
So what's Willie doing now?
Willie is enrolled at Campbellsville University. He's pursuing social type studies. I think he wants to be a counselor or a motivational speaker.
Do you have a sense of what, is there an anecdote, I guess is what I'm looking for, that you'd like to share with us from this book?
Well, something that is included in the book a lot is Willie has a very big sense of humor. He's a funny guy. And so he used humor to deflect from his adversities, okay? And so one time he was at a high school match, and he kept pestering the coach, and the coach who was, directing another student in a match. So he was very persistent. So finally, when it's over, the coach says, "Willie, what was so important?" And he says, "Look, coach, on the wall there was a big sign of a handicap sticker, which is the person, a stick man in a wheelchair." Yeah. So he says, "Look, coach, it's a portrait of me."
Oh, wow. He does have a sense of humor.
He does.
Talk a little bit about where people can go to get their hands on a copy of this book.
Well, both Willie and I are on Facebook.
Okay.
And it's available online in both formats, paperback and Kindle on Amazon. You can also get it at Joseph Beth Books in Northern Kentucky. And it's available, autographed copies are available on my website, www.barrykbooks.com.
Okay, Barry, thank you so much for being here. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Clyde.
Indeed. Mona?
Well, before the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, there was the National Association of Colored Women. This club had a local chapter that helped the community in so many different ways. And now the clubhouse has just received a much needed renovation. And right now, I want to welcome Joyce Ktrell from the Cincinnati Federation of Colored Women's Clubs and Samuel Abubakar from A Few Good Men. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay, I got the name right. Okay, so first tell us a little bit about each of your organizations.
Okay. The National Association of Colored Women's Clubs was our main organization. They are over us. And they were founded in 1896 by a woman named Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin. And it all started because there was a journalist named John Jacks, a Missouri journalist, who wrote a negative letter to a woman named Florence Bargarni in London. And he basically said that colored women were nothing but prostitute liars, and it was very, very negative. So she sent that to Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin. She then took that definitely as a negative connotation because we were not like that. And what she did was she called together a number of women in Boston, Massachusetts, and they decided that we needed to change what people think about us, and that should not be out in the public. So from that, we have a number of organizations throughout the United States. And Cincinnati has a branch that was founded by Mary Ross in 1904, May 6th of 1904, and she brought together a group of women with 8 clubs, and what she did was, her vision was this: she felt with no vision, the people would perish. So
That's true. That is a true statement.
and the mission statement was for the betterment of the community and the race at large, based on unity. I had to laugh, based on unity and bringing together these organizations and working towards building stronger families. Education for women and children was important, and also enforcing political and civil rights and justice.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men is an organization now that's incorporated, and we are 501c3, but it actually started with Curtis Fuller, C. Smith, Robert Humphrey, and Everett Cook, who's deceased now. It was just a group of men who met at Frisch's every Tuesdays, or Rashida's we started off at, and just fellowship. But about 3 years ago, I had an idea that we could do something for the Federated Women's Clubhouse because they was in dire need of support and help. So we came, we decided to have a breakfast, we paid rent, we bought the food, we cooked the food, we paid for the food, and we took the profits and gave it to the women. So we just finished a renovation at the house for a new floor.
So we're looking at, we just have a few seconds left. We're looking at some photos, but tell us what it is, where people can get more information about this and some community events that you might have come up. Where can people go?
Okay, they can go to 1010 Chapel Street, that's where we're located, or they can call 888-823-2922, and that's our phone number. And we have a number of events besides what's coming up with the Few Good Men. We also do what we call
I hate to cut you off. We just have to go, but
Okay.
we want to make sure we get people to your events. So you've given the phone number and
location.
And the location. All right. Thank you both for coming
Thank
on.
you.
We got to have you back and hear more.
Thank
All
Thank
right.
you.
And we'll be right back.
Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.